Hey, you guys, Trisha Turner here. It is Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central. This is Anything But Average, Achieving Success in Life. I got my good friend David on with me today, and David is going to share a little bit about his success story. As you guys know, the purpose of this podcast is to bring positivity into the world, bring you guys some good energy. I believe everybody has a story. I believe everybody has a level of success. Maybe yours is bigger than mine and vice versa, whatever, but we all got something good to say. And so today we're going to hear a little bit from David. Hi, David.
Hey, Trisha, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and a part of your podcast and to spread as much positivity as we can.
Heck yeah. All right. So we always like to start the show, like, let's edify you a little bit, because we get a lot of people that watch us on YouTube, Facebook, it goes on Instagram, it's all over the place. And then, of course,
Nice.
It's all over my database and yours. You'll have it as well. So let's tell everybody, what you do for a living, how long you've been doing it, and where you are in the world.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'll start off with my spiel. I'm currently a realtor with EXP. I've been in the business for about 5 years now. I really started my entrepreneurial venture maybe at the age of maybe 16 when I was going into real estate sales and, going in there and buying stuff that I can later sell for a profit. And around that time, I really wasn't, kind of lost in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do, Trish. And I was reading a lot of books. I know I love to be a sponge still to this day. I'm a student. I was reading a lot of self-developmental books and, reading autobiographies, and, my passion for real estate grew when I started to hear and read that so many self-made millionaires were creating wealth, and real estate was a facet of that. Right. And so right after I dropped out of college, which I found out that a lot of people in real estate have, and honestly, a lot of people who have dropped out of college are actually been more successful than probably the people who I know who have graduated college. Is that a fair statement to say?
1000%. I did the same. That's crazy.
Yeah. I went off to pursue a career in real estate. Now, I didn't attend university fully. I did spend 5 years at a community college just because, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of felt like Van Wilder. I don't know if you ever seen that movie where the guy was at his university for 7 years. He was the most popular guy in school. He couldn't go off and graduate because he didn't want to leave that lifestyle. That's kind of like how I felt at the community college. I was popular. I knew everybody. But I didn't go to university. I like to say that I went through the school of hard knocks, right?
Oh, yeah.
And eventually around year 3 is whenever I started to find my stride in the DFW marketplace. And, what I really wanted to focus on, Trisha, was, helping change the reputation of agents that people have for agents, right? I always wanted to innovate that buying and selling process. And so once I kind of found like the EXP model and, our mentors, Mr. Jay Kinder and Mr. Michael Reese, the co-founders of the National Association of Expert Advisors, I went through their boot camp, became a certified home selling advisor and a certified home buying advisor as well. That's really when everything just kind of took off, right? I put myself in proximity to the right people, and I believe that really can change your life. Having the right mentors can help you unlock opportunities that you never thought possible. And so, after figuring all that, I earned widespread recognition throughout the DFW marketplace. In 2021, last year, I won the ESPYs, the Real Producers Rise and Grind Hardest Working Realtor Award. That I was up against about 15,000 agents in the DFW marketplace. So very humbled, very honored to have earned that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I was up against some top people, Trisha. I mean, if anybody else won, I would have been happy to see that award to go to somebody else, because I mean, I wish there was 4 other awards, because everybody was in my mind was a hard working realtor in that room. So,
Okay. So
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
a bunch of things that you said there. So I'm going to unpack a little bit of that,
Let's do it.
because the estate sales, for one, when you said that, I'm like, okay, who thinks like that? So literally you would go to estate sales and then buy that stuff and then resell it?
Yeah. So, I mean, my schedule was very flexible. I was actually I was waiting tables and bartending. So I had a very flexible schedule. I didn't work a 9 to 5. I always kind of worked that nightlife. I mean, my schedule was very sporadic, and I also had a truck then. And I mean, I would just go into the estates. I see the signs in the yard. Eventually I started to go on their website to see what estate sales were available around me. And I'll just go. I became kind of fascinated with seeing the homes, especially in different neighborhoods, different pockets. And I think it may have been like the thrill and that chase of buying something and then going off and later selling it, like the negotiation part of it, right? I mean, it kind of gave me a dopamine hit. And yeah, I mean, I just kind of fell in love with that kind of process. Now, I personally believe that, people from the service industry, bartenders and waiters and servers, they make the best realtors, hands down.
Really? I've
I
not
believe
heard
that.
anyone say that. Why? Tell me why.
Well, I mean, we have the customer service skills, or at least some of us, most of us, right? And also we've got
Yeah.
like we've got the gift of gab, able to hold conversation, and we just are able to have an emotional bandwidth of being able to deal with the emotional roller coaster that a service industry only has, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest, real estate is an emotional roller coaster, right?
1,000%. Yeah. And you got to be building relationships the whole time.
You have to. And I mean, I naturally built a lot of, repeat customers in the service industry and in the bartending industry. So it just came naturally. Like, I truly believe that we make the best realtors.
So do you think that your love for selling stuff out of the estate sales led you into wanting to do real estate? What was that? Was there a connection there?
Yeah. I mean, around the time it was right around me in college and community college. And like I said, I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do. I remember actually bouncing around different colleges and interviewing every single one of them because I really wanted to, get to know and feel all of them just to make sure I was heading to the right direction. I honestly didn't want to finish college, to be honest, but I was getting pressure from my parents.
Yep.
And I said, you know what, I might as well just suck it up. I got 2 more years. Let me just get out of the way and just, why not? Right. I got the opportunity. And I remember I decided finally to go to the School of Business. Right. And I was actually 1 week late from registering because the university that I was attending had one of the best business schools. And I was actually 1 week late, and I would have to wait another year, not one semester, but another year to apply.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And you know what? I was on the verge of giving up, and I went to the college advisor and I said, look, what do I do to get this out of the way? And she said, look, you can get the university studies degree. That's kind of what I personally think of it was the mashed potato degree. Basically, you go to one college. You take one course from each different school, like the School of Psychology, the School of Business, the School of, PE, right? And all of that will add up to credits, and you'll get a degree in university studies. I said, well, that's kind of interesting, but where will that land me in the future? And I'll never forget this, Trisha. She said, if you wanted to work, let's say at AT&T in their office, this will help you move up that ladder. And that was a real defining moment in my life when I thought, I was like, well, hey, hold on a minute. Like, I don't want to work at AT&T.
Right.
I don't want to have to ask or have some sort of accolade to, get me to that next level. Right. Why am I going to put that in somebody else's hands? And I went home, I prayed, I thought about it. And you know what? I actually did end up going that route. I moved forward with it just because I had the pressure from my parents to go. And I remember my first day on campus, in this school psychology, this class of psychology. And I remember, one of our mentors, John Kitchen's the most highly sought after systems and processes coach, Trisha. He says, like, if you look around you and if you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. And so my first day in class, people had their heads down, people had their headphones in. The professor reminded me of Ferris Bueller.
Oh gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Bueller, very monotone. And I can just tell there was no passion here. Right. And so I finished that class. I met somebody, talked with them, and I just realized this wasn't for me. And so I just left. I didn't even finish that day. And so all of the estate sales, all of the reading books, all of the watching TV of $1 Million Listing. I used to watch that show a lot. Yeah, with Josh Altman. He was a big inspiration as well. Like, it all just kind of fell into place. And so once I left college, like, that was the next chapter for me.
I love that. Okay, so do you feel like any of that stuff, like a lot of people will kick themselves because they're like, I just went to school all this time, I didn't even graduate. Do you have any regrets?
I mean, in hindsight, I do wish that I did it more strategically, right? I mean, it's not the degree that I'm worried about. It's more of like I could have met a lot of more people that would have helped my real estate business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the only regret that I have. Like, if I could have done it differently, I would have probably done it. Just go back and meet more people and build a better network, build a bigger network of
For
people.
sure. So,
Yep.
did you know Jay Kinder prior to joining EXP? How did you come across him?
Yeah. Great question. So I did not. I was actually with Keller Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with Keller Williams for about 8 months. I didn't close anything. Um, I was actually under the impression that if I go into the office and just start posting like, "Hey, I'm in real estate," that I'll get business. And I had there's a Mike Tyson quote where it says everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. And so I thought I had a plan of getting into real estate and making a lot of money, and I got punched in the face pretty quickly. I didn't learn how to lead generate, how to follow up, how to prospect, how to script practice, role play, convert. I didn't learn any of that. And I'm not blaming any brokerage, right? It's just more you versus you. But I personally believe that if I had the right people surrounding me, that I could have probably rubbed off on what they were teaching. And so about 8 months into my Keller Williams career, I was about to give up too. I was like, man, there's no way. Like, I've got nothing else to fall back on. I don't have a degree. I left college. Like, I don't want to be another statistic,
No.
right? They say 80% of realtors, or that number may be higher now. 80%
Oh,
of
it
realtors,
is. It's almost
yeah,
90.
90% of realtors fail their first year and they get out of the business.
Yep.
And I had a good buddy who introduced me to Nick Good,
Ah,
who is actually my sponsor, my team leader currently. He said,
I
look, you got
love
to get
him.
around this team. They've got the structure, the systems, the support. And I said, look, I've got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So I went and joined Nick's team, was on his team for about 2 years, crushed it, soaked it up like a sponge. And
Was Nick already with EXP?
no, he was with Keller Williams as well.
Oh, okay. Holy crap. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. But he was at a different brokerage, a different KW office. So I had to move
Ah,
offices.
okay.
Yeah. And, but I do believe Nick knew who Jay Kinder and Michael Reese was because he used to do their coaching.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And everything that Nick taught me while I was on the team, the first couple of years actually came from Jay Kinder and Michael Reese, right? Everything
Yep.
that he did, he implemented to his team. And once, Nick kind of brought up the EXP opportunity, I was actually not skeptical, but I didn't really know about EXP. I was just kind of following Nick's word. And so Nick said, look, go meet with this guy named Jay Kinder. And I met with Jay at the what's it called? It's in Frisco.
The cowboy place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cowboy
Yeah.
Club.
Yes.
Met Jay there. I remember seeing him, spiky hair. He had a big fat watch on. He had Gucci shoes. I was like, man, this is my dude right here, And we just had a conversation. Like, look, man, there's a huge opportunity. Kind of, that's when I really met Jay and kind of was reading into him, seeing who he
Yeah.
was. And then I remember him sharing his revenue share, which was very impressive.
Yep.
And that's when it clicked for me. I was like, wow, this is a fantastic opportunity. And so, we left Keller Williams, joined EXP July of 2019. And I've built one of the best relationships with Jay to this date. I mean, my first couple of months in, it was actually August of 2019. Brent Go was having an event at the Red Rocks in Vegas. Did you go?
Yep. I did go. I'm
Did
surprised
you?
I didn't meet you there. Yeah.
I'm surprised too. And so, like I've talked to Jay a couple of times before that. Even after I met with him at the Cowboy Club, and I was sitting in a conference, and this was in Vegas. I was sitting at a conference, and I get an Instagram DM from Jay. He said, "Hey man, I'm over here at this bar. You should come meet some people." And like I was kind of blown back. It's like, oh shit, like I literally got up, left whatever the speaker was saying, and went to go meet him. Yeah. And so I met up with him. Michael Reese was there. I believe Daniel Beer, Kyle Whistle, Gogo was there. And I didn't know who they were then. I know in hindsight, I knew who they were now. And I wish I went to go introduce myself, but I was kind of not intimidated, but I was kind of like the fresh meat, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I was just hanging around there, all these people. And I mean, it was just a fantastic opportunity. And like I said, that's when I really knew, like, these are my people. Like, if somebody's, so high up into the company is going to reach out to me and, pull me to the top pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's how I knew. And, the rest of the night was just fantastic. Jay took us out to dinner. Even after dinner, a select few of us got invited to a private suite. So it was me, Jay, Albie Stasic, Michael Reese, and a couple other people were just hanging out and chilling in this private suite. And I was just so blessed to be a part of that. And that's when I really knew that, this is where I need to be.
So now looking back on that, like leaving Keller Williams, and nothing against Keller Williams, but do you see like a night and day difference between the crowd of people you were with at Keller Williams and the crowd of people you're with now?
Oh yeah, 100%. Something that,
a little bit.
Yeah. Something that EXP kind of embodies is that collaboration over competition mindset. And so now looking back, I mean, we did office out of Keller Williams. We did have an office in the Keller Williams office. And of course, there's other agents in that office. And if you would go and try to ask, these people, what are you doing to get business? Like, what are the secrets, right? They're not telling you everything. They're kind of keeping those cards closer to their chest.
Yep.
Right. And what I realized is that, all the Ignite training and stuff like that, wasn't really, that much, none of the training was game changing.
No.
Right. And what I found is that the conversations that are happening inside the EXP world, like the trainings, like they're very impactful, right? Like the eye conversations. I think I may have jumped into one of your trainings, but there was this one training that I jumped into where this lady she increased her referral business 87% by implementing this one simple trick. You know what that trick was?
No, tell me.
She took her clients out to dinner after closing.
Each time?
Each time. If they didn't want to do dinner, she would host their housewarming party.
I've heard of the hosting the housewarming thing, and I've done that. I've done it only once, and I should have done it more, but my schedule is always so busy, and I am one of those that like goes all in. So I should have done it more than once. I should have learned to master that. Have you tried it?
I have not. Honestly, I haven't really had any takers, to be honest, but I'm trying.
Well, then COVID hit, right? And then nobody wanted to do anything or go and be around people.
Yeah, that could have put a halt to gatherings and stuff, but I do plan on implementing that. I thought that was I love food. Second, I love drinks. Thirdly, I love good company, especially if it's going to give me more business, right? I mean, I thought that was just incredible. Like the level of the quality of conversations at EXP and the collaboration is just it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm so blessed to be a part. I wish people got to experience what I'm experiencing here.
So when you were a single agent at Keller Williams and then you decided to join a team, do you see the difference in being the single agent and then joining a team? Talk about that a little bit, because I believe that the teams are taking over, and I believe the single agents are going to be obsolete in the next 24 to 36 months. What do you believe?
Yeah, so I believe that a solo agent doesn't necessarily have a good support system or even have their calendar set up right. If it's not on the calendar, if it doesn't exist, and I didn't have anything in my calendar. And the collaboration, obviously you get the collaboration in EXP, but the collaboration happening on a team level, those real intimate conversations, getting the culture, right? I believe culture is something that keeps, teams and organizations alive, that will, help you be more motivated, right? Especially if you see other people killing it, like you get inspired. I get inspired by my team members all the time. Yep. So I truly believe, teams are, especially for new agents, if you're a seasoned agent, if I believe that you can probably do well on your own, but if you're a solo agent, starting off, not much tools, not much resources, not much money to spend on marketing or, systems, right? I believe a team would truly change, your business.
So you talked a little bit about when you were at Keller Williams and just not learning the right tactics, right strategies versus what you're doing now. Can you talk a little bit about what you're doing now to achieve success? I mean, listen, you guys, look, he's killing it, and he consistently is getting better and better every day, every year. So clearly he's doing something right. Can you talk through that a little bit, David?
Yeah, well, I believe that having a great, schedule will change your life. I mean, right now I'm very disciplined on my schedule, like, getting up early. And we talked about this before the show started, really, protecting your time in the morning, right? Because that's our time. Because I mean, after 9 o'clock, Trisha, like the day can turn into a whole shit show.
Yep.
Right. So I like to have a great routine in the morning, gym, meditation, reading, quiet time. Right. And then for the rest of the day, I'm, from 8 to about 11, I'm lead generation. I believe if you master the phones, you'll never be out of business. Right.
Y'all hear that?
I'm sorry.
Y'all need to listen to that.
What was that?
Everyone needs to listen to that because nobody wants to do it. But it's like that's like a common denominator when you see people that are successful. They're not afraid of the phones. They're not afraid to actually get out there and talk to people.
So I have a private Facebook group actually called Keeping It Real in Real Estate. I haven't decided if I'm going to change the name yet, but if it does, reach out to me. But I go live cold calling. I go live cold calling sellers, neighborhoods, expireds, if anybody wants to hear conversation. So I believe lead generation is the number one important thing you must do every single day to be successful, right? Because you have to constantly fill the pipeline. I'm a certified mentor here at EXP, which, EXP vets their agents to become certified mentors that help new agents for their first 3 transactions, have that success and knowledge to build, give them the fundamental knowledge to build a successful real estate business. And so I got a call from one of my mentees and she said, look, I had a deal, she's doing great because I taught her how to, hit the phones.
Yep.
And that deal fell apart. Like it completely blew up. Right. And I said, look, you did a great. And she was so heartbroken, Trisha. I mean, it was like somebody ran over her dog. Like she was so heartbroken. I said, look, you did a fantastic job. I gave her the compliment sandwich, right? I said, look, you did a fantastic job of cold calling, getting that business, converting it. More importantly, then you stopped. Then you stopped lead generating.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You need to be doing that consistently every single day so that if that happens, you've got 2, 3, 4 more lined up where it doesn't really affect you or your mindset.
Yep. Big time.
Right. So I personally believe lead generating is the number one thing that's really helped me stay in business. Right.
So how many days a week do you do it?
I try to every single day. I really do. Realistically, just depending on, whatever I have going on, like, podcasts and stuff like that, or appointments, really it's about 4 to 5 days a week consistently.
Good. And then after 12 o'clock, do you usually go on appointments after then?
Yeah. So about 11:30 to maybe 12:30 will be follow-ups. I don't take a lunch. I eat lunch at the office while I'm still working.
Yep.
If you look at the compound effect of like how much time that you're actually saving by, taking lunch while working, like it's incredible how much more work that you can accomplish. So I do that. And then from about 12:30 to about 4 is either whenever I have appointments, I'll do social media stuff, more follow-ups, either more cold calling, 4 to 7 is probably going to be for, if I didn't hit the gym, I'll fit in a gym workout. Then I'll do more follow-ups, appointments, cold calling. And about 7:30 to about 9 is like dinner time. I'll start to wind down, maybe do some more follow-ups or just maybe read a book. And I'll just kind of start to wind down around like 10 o'clock, 11. So the calendar for an agent is simple. It's not easy, right? I believe that a lot of agents think that this business is sexy. Right. Because you see people dress up well. You see them going to post house tours on their Instagram. They're doing all this IG stuff, all this social media. But, I know of a few agents who kill it with like doing reels and house tours, but they don't have much business because that's more of a reactive kind of based marketing, right? You can't scale that. You can't control it. You don't know when somebody's going to reach out to you like, hey, I'm interested in this house or I'm interested in real estate, right? That's why I built my business on being proactive, not reactive. So cold calling, door knocking, following up, even like, DMing people on like your Facebook or social media, like, hey, I'm in real estate. Like, have you thought about selling? Have you thought about buying? Who do you know? Right.
Yep. So I believe, and Jay calls them AFAs, average frustrated agents. There was the time when they were selling 6 to 8 homes a year. I don't believe that number is even true anymore because of no inventory. There are no homes to sell. Therefore, people that are hustlers, you, me, our groups, we're out there gobbling up all this market share. They say that this year will be survival of the fittest. Like, you look at the haves and the have-nots, and the haves, they have a lot. Like, they're not going to go out of business. They're going to take more. They're going to take over more because they can do more, spend more, and outwork everybody. The have-nots, unfortunately, have nothing. And then that middle ground, that mediocre, that average agent, you see that disintegrating. So I believe, like, in scheduling, I think that's huge. I think this year, and they say that this year the average agent, and even people, hustlers like us, we may work more than we normally ever have and may make less money because of the market that we're in. Like, people look at the market that we're in, they're like, I think this is an insanely great market. And it's like, it's not. This market sucks. The buyer's agents are showing 40, 50 more times than they normally do. Sometimes they never even get an offer that gets accepted, and they're writing them again and again and again. It's like, y'all have no idea behind the scenes the amount of time that we work. For the average agent that is out there doing, maybe 6 homes a year, I see their posts. They do all the broker open houses. They go to all the happy hours. They're always at anything that's free food, free lunch, free anything. But then when you look at their production, like, they say, oh, I'm a real estate agent. It's like, okay, anybody can say they're a real estate agent, but do you actually sell houses? That's
Right.
like the defining thing. And I think for consumers, they're starting to pay attention to that more and more, where it's like, I don't want the agent that just sells to their family and friends 1 or 2 homes a year. I want somebody that actually knows what they're doing. I want that market expert. And I think that you having your schedule and just living by that, people need to hear more and more of that, because that's how you're going to just go to the top like you already have.
Yeah, and like I said in the beginning, I'm a student, right? And so at night I'll put on something where I'm either listening. I'm listening to Coach Burt right now. I love Coach Burt. We're getting mentored by him.
Yeah.
I love Coach Burt. I'm currently listening to him. So I listen to a lot of stuff that's going to help me propel my business and my future. I'm always putting my thumb on the pulse of the market. Just going back to what you said just now, I mean, this market is very challenging, but home sales have not slowed down. Last year, 6.12 million homes sold,
Yep.
which was record breaking since 2006. So even though there's a lack of inventory, there's no shortage of home buying, which puts home buyers and home sellers in a great position to purchase. I mean, and also home buyers, obviously, with these low interest rates as well, it's a fantastic time to purchase.
Heck yeah. Now, you've mentioned a couple of times about reading, which I love, because I believe readers are leaders. And I think that you're like this lifelong learner. Me too. And Michael Reese says that, you should always be in learner mode. Give me some of your favorite books. And are you reading one right now?
Yeah. So I'm reading one called Building an Empire. I'm rereading that one.
Yep.
I just finished up The Secret. Have you ever read that one?
No.
That one is really good. You should, it kind of goes into manifestation and, basically, attracting versus chasing and stuff like that. You've got to read that book. It's a really good book.
I will.
It'll open up your mind. Let's see, what else? What are the Daily Laws by Robert Greene?
Haven't heard that one either.
That one's a really good one. So those are but I'm going back to Building an Empire, which has kind of helped me with building better relationships, if you will.
Yeah. Brian Carruthers wrote that one. He also wrote Untrapped. Have you read that one?
Yep. Untrapped Manifesto. Yep. I actually ordered about 10 of his books.
Me too.
Yep.
So do you give them out?
I do actually, to agents who I want to build a better relationship with.
Yeah. So another cool book, Michael Reese, I was always talking about books. And so when I met them, it was like probably 5 years ago. And like, that just makes you have a whole different vision, because they're constantly leveling up, him and Jay. It's like, they're going to do this, and this is my goals. It's like, well, crap, if those are your goals, then I got to shoot even higher. And I think when you get around that kind of mentality, and you get around that kind of people with that vision, you want to do more. It's not an envious thing ever. You're inspired to do and be more just like them. And so The Energy Bus is a book that he had told me about a long time ago, and The 4 Agreements. Have you ever read The 4 Agreements?
I love The 4 Agreements. One of the best agreements is never take anything personal. I love that one.
And never make assumptions. That's a hard one.
I love it. Yeah, I tell everybody, look, I get cussed at all the time on the phones. And I never take it personally. You know, they're probably having a bad day. I mean, they probably, you know, were expecting another call. I never take it. I never let something like that bog me down by shit. You know, the next person is going to cuss me out, right? I just keep going and going and going, right? I mean, that book, you know, I love books that change your mindset, and that's probably one of the best ones.
Have you read Relentless?
I have not. No.
You got to read that one. That's like a good one. And then Winning is right behind it.
I'm going to write it down.
Read those.
Relentless.
Yep, Relentless, and then Winning is right behind it, which is one I have picked up now. Here's another one. I don't know if you saw this one. This one I learned on a podcast exactly what to say, and it's for real estate agents. So there's two versions, and they're these little black books. It says exactly what to say, but on the bottom it says for real estate agents. So make sure you get this one. This is like the most easiest read. Look at this. It's like what to say, objection handling, what to say to every call you could possibly get on. It's written for like an inside sales associate, but it's like, we're all in sales. Everybody should read this book.
I love it.
Exactly what to say. And it's little bitty. It thing can go with you everywhere. It goes in my purse. It's going on the airplane with me tomorrow. So it's in here with me now, so I won't forget to take it.
Well, so I love like things that, you know, kind of help us with handling objections. I have this. It's not a book, but it's more of a workbook. But it's the Expert Advisor Bootcamp.
I have that too.
And it's just a wealth of knowledge of expireds, scripts. You know what to say on a buyer appointment. Now, this basically is like the mecca of, you know, exactly what to do, what to say on any appointment. Or any phone call.
How to structure your business.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, because Jay Kinder wrote, and John Kitchens, they wrote that from agent to CEO class. And, you know, like John Kitchens, he's been a coach of mine forever. Love him. He's super organized. Like even on some of the masterminds that we've gone on before, he keeps it down to a science. Like if he's the one that's hosting it or he's the one in charge of the schedule, like if it starts at 8, it's starting at 8. If it says it's ending at 12, it ends at 12. He's like clockwork, you know, rigid. You have to be. And in our industry, like here in my office, we have core values, and I believe everybody should have core values. And we tweaked them a little bit in January of this year because we did the acronym CARES, because we had 6 core values anyway. And Grant Cardone is like, you need to stop trying to overthink things. Don't have more than 7. You really need like between 5 and 7 core values, and figure out what they are and then stick to them. And so I was like, I already knew what ours were, and they were written on our wall in here, but I changed it in January to CARES. And C is for coachable, A is for accountable, R is for relentless, E is for enthusiastic, and S is for self-discipline. And I tell everybody, it's like you're on the phones, you're calling people on the phones. Nobody wants to answer their phone and there be just someone with no energy, monotone. Yep. They sound like they're about to die. It's like, oh my gosh, shoot me now. You got to have some energy. You got to have excitement, enthusiasm, you know? People tell me that all the time, like, holy crap, I can feel your energy through the phone. You know, I wish I had that.
I get sales calls all the time, and I actually take them. I call them. I'll listen to them, and they're like, hey, this is Bob with ADT, or hey, this is so-and-so. I'm like, man, you know, you can never sell me. Even if I was interested in the product, like I want somebody who's enthusiastic. And I always answer the phone like, hey, Trisha, it's David with EXP. How are you? And you know, I call you by your first name. I don't say, hey, Mrs. Turner, because it kind of puts in their mind like, hey, this guy knows me. He's calling me by my first name. And so, you know, even that, like I had, you know, I literally have people like, especially expired calls, who probably get the most amount of calls. Like they tell me, like, I don't know what it was about you, but you've been the one that's been able to keep me on the phone the longest, and it's probably your energy.
Yes, it is your energy. It's that positive energy. It's that, like, you know what? People go and they get all salesy on the phone. It's like, why don't you talk to them like a person, like building relationships, you know?
No, 100%.
Within our industry,
you disarm them.
Totally.
You can disarm them.
You have to. And you have to think of it like this, like, and I think it's Coach Bert. One of them says it like this. And I never really thought about it like this until they said it, but they're like, so many people get into real estate and they're like, I'm going to try real estate. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to do this. It's like, you can't have a plan B. Like, you got to go all in. If you have a plan B, you're never focused all the way on 100% on plan A. And for me, like, I've been doing this a long time. I don't have a plan B. There is no plan B. Why would I have a plan B? I got people I got to take care of. I got an office I got to feed. I got agents. They're counting on me. And I truly believe in my heart and my soul that here in our market, that there is no better place. And I believe with agents, there's no better place than with us, because there's a lot of dumbasses out there that are doing real estate that shouldn't be. And I think the more of them that we can gather and actually show them the right way to do real estate, they can all live in abundance. We're better together, period.
Yeah, 100%. I truly believe that. I mean, I truly believe if you surround yourself with the right people, your life's going to change.
Your life is going to change. So
Yeah.
notice I just segued into a better together thing, you guys. So, because I know we're coming up on our time frame here where we're going to have to close soon. So want to remind y'all. So if y'all didn't pay attention, David's in Dallas. He's in the Plano area, which is, where's that at in the Dallas area, David?
It's in the North Dallas area.
Okay. So you guys, if y'all are familiar with that, like McKinney, Plano, all those are like super hot markets. I know when I was studying it, it showed that we have all these influx of people coming in from out of states. Dallas is like the number 2. Austin was 1. Dallas is number 2, and Houston's number 3. But I really think it's more like that Plano, McKinney area, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just because of the quality of life, the school districts, the kind of housing that you'll get.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful here. A
It
lot
is.
of people, this has probably been these areas are the number 1 relocation hotspots for the DFW.
I love it. And so you guys, like with David, I didn't know David. So I'm with EXP too. He's with EXP. We're all part of this huge group that we believe we are better together. We're out there making a difference. We're changing lives every single freaking day. And our goal is to do that, because the average real estate agent is going to get left behind. They're going to be in the have-nots, unfortunately. And that's going to be a sad thing. Nobody wants that. And so what we've done here in Houston, we put together a group. And we're doing a Takeover Texas event, and we're kind of traveling through the state of Texas and beyond, actually, but we're laser focused on Texas right now. And so we have another event coming up in Dallas. David will be there. It's going to be on April the 8th. We are at Addison Improv, which, how far is that from you, David?
About 20 minutes. Too far.
Okay. So you guys, it's going to be a super cool event. I'm going to speak a little bit. My friend Amy's going to speak a little bit. We all got stories to share. Nick Krem is coming in, because here's the deal. If you're not using social media, you definitely are going to get left behind. So Nick Krem is coming. He's a friend of ours. He's also in our group with EXP, but he's a social media guru. So he's going to be teaching you guys about social media. And then, of course, Coach Michael Burt's going to be headlining it. And if you don't know who he is, you need to look him up on YouTube and Google, because I'm going to tell you something. When we have him come to our events, people are like, oh my gosh, he was speaking to my soul. Like, he gets down in there. David and I coach with him, so we know all about that.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. I mean, Michael Burt, I mean, he's just he's the ultimate connection wizard. I mean, he's able to connect with you even over Zoom.
Yep.
And I resonate with his teaching and his core values and what he says, highly. And so I can honestly say that, implementing some of the stuff that he's taught me, especially like his Monster Producer series, his Building a Better Human series, has been a game changer, right? I've been able to attract, more agents into our organization than I have in the past year by implementing his teachings. And so, I mean, obviously his stuff is not just for attracting agents, but more for being a better sales agent, being a better sales agent, being a better human, like being a better connector, providing value. His thing is all about providing value. I love what he teaches.
Yeah, so we're going to do this April 8th at Addison Improv there in Dallas. So the event will start at 11. Coach Burt's going to speak till about 2:30. He'll be going over fanatical follow-up, how to generate leads for free, how to become a person of interest. He's going to talk like laser focused on really how to help you be, like David just said, become a better person and really make a difference in this world and make a difference in your own life. So we need you guys to go get tickets at bettertogetherlive.com. You can register there. Tickets are $47. This is going to come free with lunch. Everybody gets a copy of the recording. Everyone that registers gets a copy of the recording of the whole thing, Coach Burt, everything. And then after the event, we're doing a happy hour too. So we want to stay and hang out and network with everybody. We believe that we are better together. Any final words, David?
Success leaves clues. So if there's something that you want to accomplish, go out there and find that person who has the results you want. Go out there and model their success. Modeling success is the shortcut to success.
Hey, for people that want to get to know you and your Facebook group and watch you do some live cold calling so they really can learn how to do it, how can they find you?
Yeah, find me on social media. So My social media is just at David Bentinck on every platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter much. Snapchat, TikTok. If you go to my Facebook and you just send me a private DM, add me as a friend, I'll send you a link to my private Facebook group. But go add me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. So just everything just at David Bentinck.
You guys, y'all need to check that out. Free live training right there, live coaching, live cold calls. I love it. You can't get any better than that. Remember, bettertogetherlive.com. Get your tickets there. April 8th, Addison Improv. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Trisha.
Bye, y'all.